Rejection arrives as a meeting of opposites, a door closing while something settles quietly inside. A small sting on the surface becomes a deeper unveiling beneath it. A moment that feels like loss, yet gently shows what we've been holding. It is a quiet paradox, where the force that turns us away also draws us inward. Rejection appears like a verdict, yet moves through us like a question, not asking why someone said no, but asking which part of us stirred awake when it happened. A wound at the surface, and a mirror opening within. In a quiet psychological study, a participant steps into a neutral room, expecting simple cooperation. 2 chairs, a table, a shared task waiting. They sit across from someone who appears ready to begin, until the actor looks up and says calmly, without sharpness or explanation, "I don't think I want to work with you." No tension, no conflict, only absence. A refusal resting in still air. The reaction that rises is rarely about that moment alone. Some tighten, some fold inward, some feel embarrassment echoing from earlier years, and some feel an old ache turning quietly beneath the surface. The rejection is the same, yet the inner experience belongs only to the one receiving it. Rejection doesn't create the emotion. It brings forward what was already there. Rejection awakens the story already living inside us. The external no is simple, but our interpretation is far more layered. The moment touches a sentence we may have rehearsed for years. I'm not enough. I'm not wanted. I always fall short. I'm too much. Beliefs rising through an unexpected mirror. Rejection also reveals the gap between who we are and who we think we must become. There is the real self, and the shaped version crafted to earn belonging. Rejection places light on the distance between them, and the fear becomes not the no, but what we imagine it confirms. Too sensitive, too strange, too quiet, too intense, not enough. The mirror shows this tension with clarity rather than judgment. Rejection feels larger because it touches deeper layers. The event may be small, yet the echo can move widely through memory, reaching places in us that were already tender. The mirror reflects not only the moment, but the history living inside it. Rejection clarifies longing. Where the pain feels sharpest, the desire beneath it is strongest. For belonging, for recognition, for safety, for closeness, for the chance to be seen. The hurt rises because something within us had reached outward. A painter sends work to a gallery and receives a polite decline. On the surface, it is only an administrative decision, a neutral moment. But inside the painter, something shifts, a hope loosens, an old belief stirs. It was never only about the gallery. It was about the identity woven into the art. A child approaches a distracted parent with a drawing offered forward, hoping to be seen. The parent glances, then looks away. No harshness, only absence. The child feels the moment before understanding it, a small collapse held quietly inside. Years later, rejections in adulthood echo that early tenderness, turning indifference into a reflection of an old longing. A friend grows distant under the weight of their own life, not from dislike, but from burden. Yet their silence is interpreted inward, giving personal meaning to something impersonal. Again, the mirror appears, showing how quickly we make ourselves the cause of someone else's quiet. Rejection is rarely about the moment itself. It is the gentle unraveling that follows. A soft revealing, a slow rearranging, a truth rising because something hurt just enough to open an inner room. Rejection slows the mind and turns attention inward, toward the thoughts we often move past, part of me is unsettled? What belief am I protecting? What reassurance have I been seeking from the outside? This is the mirror's work, to clarify rather than to wound. The tender space within is not a flaw. It is a doorway toward what still needs gentleness. Rejection reveals the places where we still hope someone else will confirm what we have not yet learned to accept within ourselves. It invites us to see our inner patterns with steadiness, with calm, with honesty. Rejection is the knock, and the room inside is the self forming behind the door. Name the belief that becomes active, not the moment itself, and not the other person, but the belief. I'm not enough. I'm unimportant. I'm replaceable. I'm too much. Naming it gently turns the mirror from something painful into something understandable. Separate reaction from meaning. The reaction is fast and familiar, echoing what came before. Meaning is slower, quieter, chosen. Repeat softly. My reaction is real, but not final. It is simply a message from a part of you that wants attention. Turn toward the desire beneath the hurt. Rejection hurts because something mattered. Identify the longing instead of the loss. Connection, understanding, stability, closeness. The desire is not weakness. It is a compass pointing toward what in you is still reaching. Rejection is not collapse. It is illumination, a soft light cast across the inner landscape of who we are becoming. A mirror raised not to expose brokenness, but to reveal depth. In the quiet, after the no, as the echo fades and the breath steadies, something becomes visible, a truth, a longing, a self waiting to be met with steadiness and patience and honesty. Rejection closes a door outside, but opens a space within a quiet place where something tender and still unfinished begins to unfold.